Hello and welcome. It's your old Spidey on Spidey's Code. Are you still frustrated with conquest? Even after you have tried so many things? I know. I really understand you. I'm going to be giving you another strategy that works. But before I continue, have you checked out the Conquest Final Breakthrough I created a while back? If you haven't, you should. It will help regardless of what conquest level you have. Conquest 1, 2, 3 or 4. As a matter of fact, I am still using these themes and it's still working. This video is an improvement. The video I'm making now is an improvement on this particular conquest video, this breakthrough video I'm talking about. Like I'll call it now breakthrough video 1 part 1. Now consider this as part 2. As I said, this video is an improvement on that one, on the final breakthrough part 1. So if you haven't watched it, check it out now. There's a link in the description below that will take you to it if you can't find it. Meanwhile, don't forget to subscribe and tap that notification button so that you get updates when I post such videos that can help you get through the game. Now let's talk about what you actually came here to see today. And just as I said, I call it in the previous video final breakthrough. It's the final breakthrough. This is especially for free-to-play gamers. Most pay-to-play gamers now won't have problem. They don't have problem with conquest anymore, especially since the release of tunes like what do you call him, Zachary. So Zachary just with just a few Lazaretto, pin spread, and using tunes like Dwight, Ty, you will probably just sum through conquest any stage at all. So you just have to use them right. So if you are pay to play and you have all or some of the tunes that I mentioned above and you're still having problem with conquest, well, it's no big deal. It's possible. You can just contact me through my line ID or my Discord or through my Discord server. It's all in the description and I will walk you through how to play through. Now let's go back to the main topic of today. Now that's the breakthrough theme. See, this is the breakthrough theme right there. So with any of these tunes, you can just zoom through as a free to play. You can see all the tunes there are now free. They are free to play. You can get Mirabelle from the Blitz shop. You can get Negon from Wheels, I think Select Wheel and Recruit Wheels. You can get Sandy from coming next very soon to the game, or you can get from also from the Depot. And Wayland you can get from the Depot as well, and from the Wheels as well. Since Recruit Wheel as well. Then Gold Mythic Wheel. Then Allies you can get from Depot as well. So everything here is free to play. Don't worry if you don't have them, you can get them soon. And if you don't have them, I will talk about what things you can use to replace them. So now that's the thing right there, as you can see. Now the first part of the video, all I had to do is I swap allies for alpha. That's in the part 1. That's the most things I do is just swap between that two, and I have been able to, I completed the whole of Conquest 3 that way, just swapping allies and for alpha on boss stages only. And when it comes to stages that are like boss stages, I mean three wave stages, human 3 wave stages that are tough, then I swapping allies again in place of alpha. So that is basically what I do throughout Conquest 3. But now there's an improvement of the theme. Now it is important to know that Negon, Wayland and Mirabelle are very essential, are really essential for the team to work. Negan and Wayland, because they can hold stun weapons. You know what I'm saying? You can give them stun weapons like here. Yeah, this is the weapon I have on Negon here. Alien stun weapon, and 1535. It is important that Negon holds a 1535 weapon for a max damage on all all the surrounding tones. Also Wayland, I give this weapon so a strong attack as well, because I'm going to be using two strong themes, so basically I can get 20% additional attack buff on my tones, because strong attack will give 10% attack to every other tone, the strong tones that are in the team. So Negon Mem also assists on Jesse Anderson stages. When you get to deal with that girl, she is tough. Jesse Anderson, she's really tough to beat when it comes to conquest stages. She's really tough to beat, so you have to like put everything you have as damage against her. She's gonna be healing herself over and over again. So the best thing is you have to get ready with meme damages. If you have a meme gun, that is a blue trade gun. If you have it, you can put it on a Mirabelle on this stage, so that every attack that Mirabelle does to can also be registered as meme. Aside that, if you're not dealing with Jesse Anderson, maybe it's better to put a rampage on your Mirabelle. So when it comes to the Wayland is a disarm and it's necessary, but it's not compulsory. So if you don't have him, if you don't have Wayland, you can put any other strong tone there, or any other strong tone at all. Bruce, so many of them that we have in the game, you can put them. So any tone at all. So that is great, that can hold a stun weapon. That is the important thing. You need 2 stun weapons. You need to stun at least 2 to continue. That is from Final Breakthrough Part 1. You understand? So now, if you are able to disarm, it's good. But something is that in all the conquest stages that I've passed through, there's always a tune that you can free it. All you have to do is save them for last. Don't kill them immediately. So you don't get stunned, you don't get penalties when you hit them, maybe absolute defense or dealing with tunes like Raso. So you don't have to hit those kind of tunes, you can just bypass them by hitting the tunes that you can free hit until you win and you can kill them last. So and Mirabelle, of course, for Guardian, obviously she can be replaced with Sadiq and or Carl, understand? But I still prefer Mirabelle. If you have a user, even if she is not leveled or masked, trust me, she will still work. Throughout Conquest 3, I basically did not even level her. I was close. I know I was close to getting a second one, so I did not want to level her before I before I get that second one. So I had to use her without being leveled for close to 4 to 5 days. 4 to 5 days, just playing is working. She works really well, so I would advise, if you ever use her, and especially I like her for that turn 2 active skill that confuses one enemy and it's a guaranteed crit damage. So if you have rampage on her and you have a level enough to do enough damage, a double attack weapon, she's going to be very useful using that. So, and of course, so that's it. And as I said, you can use Sadiq to replace her. You can use a Carl, and I think the mission 2000 that is coming is also a Guardian Shade, and she's going to be super awesome on attack tone on Conquest especially. So, and yes, as I said, I use rampage weapon on my Mirabelle. Now the 2 spots that are left are Sandy spots and allies. Now these 2 spots can be swapped. Have this in mind: in any attack tone you are creating, in any attack team you are creating, 2 damage dealing tones are always enough. Just 2 of them are enough. Like this one you are looking at right now, I have a Negon there as the lead already. Is a damage tone, so all I need is just 1 more damage tone, just 1 more. So, and in this case we have a Sandy, which you can put there. And also, depending on the foes you are facing now, depending on the opponent, what your opponent team comprises, you can swap out Sandy for tunes like Ivanova, Andrea, or Princess, or any other attack or damage tunes you seem fit. Like sometimes I used to swap that position for Michonne. I have Grey Michonne. I was lucky to put her on it, remember again. So I was put Michonne from that, so I was able to take Michonne to grade 5. And because I have this weapon, the initial stat of this weapon is splash damage. When attacking, a better chance to attack all enemies adjacent to the target with 80% attack. So I use this on Michonne, and when she deals a lot of damage with it, 15, 35 and 45 attack. You can look at it right there. So sometimes I used to swap Michonne in place of Sandy as well. So Sandy, it can be replaced with those tunes, but in case of any place at all, I highly recommend Sandy, because Sandy's rush has no respect for trait. Because why I'm saying this is that with a rush, she can basically take out any trait with that rush. Any trait at all, she can take them out without any problem. As I said, understand, or maybe control and protect. Understand? So here in this team, the major upgrade to this team now is I'm adding another control. You understand? Now instead of Alpha, now I find out there are some teams that are just stubborn. So when I'm facing this kind of teams, I replace allies with Yumiko, especially when I'm facing extremely offensive turns, extremely offensive defense and conquest. When the opponent are extremely offensive, you have things like Andrea Princess, you have Lori, you have Caro there. Those tunes, when I meet them, I know you have to go really offensive as well. So, and we have to go with more control, especially when you get to Conquest 4. They are really tough there. So what I do is I am going to be replacing allies with Yumiko, for that additional control. So Yumiko, of course, I also give a rampage weapon, double attack, of course, and a rampage weapon. So, and that is the, so you can, I'm adding a confront tune. I'm adding Yumiko because it confronts. A special ability is confronting, and confronting, I think we have two tunes that do that thing, that the confronting in the game too. Now we have Martinez and we have the Yumiko. Yumiko I prefer because she can hold a rampage weapon. Martinez is good as well. If you don't have Yumiko, sure, you can go after Martinez. You can go with Martinez. And Yumiko, I said can hold a rampage weapon, so I'll put a rampage weapon on her. So the tone that she attacks, as long as she creates, she gets the tone gets confused for one turn. So that means you have to make sure she creates. You have to mold her in such a way that she has to create and she has to do a lot of damage as well. So since you want her to create, as long as she'll be creating, you want the crit damage, the output crit damage, to be as high as possible. And there you have it right there. So now, before we go ahead and try this team out, I will quickly show the modes I have on the tones, because if I want to be explaining the modes, this video is going to go on forever. So I will quickly just show the modes to you, and you can refer to the first breakthrough video for more enlightenment, for more explanations on the modes. But for now, I'm just going to show them again. I already explained most of them in there. I've showed Yumiko already. Now you can just scroll back and pause a while to look at them. That's it right there. And Sandy, there you have it. So attack, and create. Yeah, that's it. Then Mirabelle, I give Mirabelle. I think I'm preferring this mode now. I don't used to like before, but I think I like it better now. So this one is better, of course, because of a governor. So I'm gonna be using her like that. And then Negon. So this is Negon, and that's all for now. So now let's go ahead and see how it works. Now, as you can see, we are facing an extremely offensive, because there's Sandy there. But this is not even extremely offensive. This is what I call a mix between extreme offense and extreme, and it's in between the two. This is an average defense and conquest, because you have a Glen lead there. Now, if you have someone like Aiko lead or Negan lead, then that is an extremely offensive, because they're going to be taking you out as soon as possible. Now, what we want to do is we want to stun this guy. He's stunned. We want to stun two of them. We only have one top here, so I think Sandy is safe, because this blue thing is going to come after Sandy as well. So long as Sandy is rotated from Guardian, she's good. So Sandy has got confused resist, but no sun resist, so I'm going to try and stun as well. She's stunned. It's my lucky day. Now the person I'm going to try and let's see, confuse here. This okay, and then that like that. See what I mean? Well, that is to be expected. Really expected. Okay, Let's do it like this. Okay. So we're gonna confuse R, and we're gonna try and down. I think we have run these already. Okay. And that is how it's done. And don't be fooled, or don't be fooled at all. There are some times that I will have to try this thing as many times as possible, especially the stun. It usually don't work the first time like that, so you could be trying like 4 or 5 times before it works, sometimes 20 times, sometimes 30 times. It just goes on like that. But today is a lucky day for me, and sometimes it's work like that as well. You can just stun them and confuse them. I've had this when even Mirabelle will fail to create, and I will have, if any of those controls don't work, especially the guardian or the two stones, if one of the stones don't work, it's okay, as long as the confounding work. And if the confounding don't work, it is better. This is conquest 4, you have to know that this is conquest 4, just 36, and I'm still going. So if the confounding don't work, you just have to flee. But if the two stone works and the confounding don't work, you can still try and go on. If the confounding and if the guardian didn't work, just flee. If the guardian didn't work and if the two stones didn't work, just flee. You have to stun at least one and confound, or at least stun 2 and confound, and stun 2 and protect with guardian. So if any of those don't work, just limit break 2. Also, now that the limit break 2 is out, I mean, there will be increase in league battles points, like this one right here. I think it's going to be increased to 9.5, which means that every raid you do and every raid you do, you're going to get more points. You're going to get more points from raids, so it means you can gain more points, especially when there's raid event like the one we're going through right now. You get more points, you get more league points from war, more league points from onslaught, and so on and so forth, and you get to enjoy those points. You get to take you ahead even further in points. You have to, that means you'll be spending you'll be having more points than the time you spend in the game, so you get to save yourself more time in your real life, basically, hopefully, I think. So also I think the lieutenant with limit break 2 as well, the lieutenant, a moment please. Yes, the lieutenant level cap is also increased from 570 to 645. Let's look at that. So this is, you can see I've masked all mine to 570. I've masked all to 570. Now you must know this though, before you can say you want to increase to or at least to unlock the max level cap for the max level cap, which is which should be 645 now. You have to limit break every role. When I say role, I mean, I think you can understand me. You have the tank role right there, you have the attack role there, you have the medic role, you have the support role, and you have the control role. So you have to limit break all of them for the second time to be able to max what do you call it now, to be able to max the level cap on your lieutenants. So, and now if you don't have the extra turn to limit break, the only other way to make your tune stronger is to go higher in conquest. Keep watching the content from my channel and you will get through easily. I can assure you that. And if there is a way that somehow this is not helping, just let me know and I'll walk you through it. Don't forget to subscribe again once more. Press it now. Don't postpone it. Don't say you'll do it later. Do it now. Press the subscribe button and I assure you, you will not regret it. Stay safe. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and keep surviving.